Here's your reminder that fat phobia is rooted in racism. As always, if you haven't read this book, go do that. The main thing to understand is that for the last 300-ish years, white folks have been marketing fatness as a black trait. And this is regardless of whether or not black people individually were actually fat. That was irrelevant. The message they spread was that black women specifically were ravenous and uncontrollable, and these barbaric traits made them fat. On the flip side, thinness was marketed as a white trait. Again, regardless of whether or not individual white people were actually thin, that was irrelevant. The idea was that white women specifically were refined and restrained, and this led them to having delicate, thin bodies. Over the years, these messages have become more subtle, but even today, they are still very prevalent in conversations around race, health, capitalism, and poverty.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Now, is it really a surprise to anyone that that slightly rotund young lady we just heard from in the first clip was able to tie fat phobia back to racism? I mean, these people that have been affected with the woke mind virus literally tie everything back to racism. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a very quick and very crazy clown world update for you guys today. And as usual, we have, well, very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So here we have one of those before and after HRT photos, HRT being hormone replacement therapy. So if we look at the before photo, it says 12/10/2023 minus 24 days HRT. And then we have the after photo right above my head here. It says 5/9/2024 plus 18 weeks HRT. If you ask me, it looks like he had a shave, grew his hair out, probably added a Snapchat filter, and what do you know? Still not a woman.
They're the same face! Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
All right, let's keep it moving with this lovely lady who I can say with almost 100% certainty is an avid watcher of The View. She literally spews their nonsensical talking points word for word. The comment says, I hate that I have to vote Biden, but I will. Roll it.
Let me tell you how much I appreciate this comment right here, because I want us to be really clear. We don't have to fall in love with Joe Biden. You don't have to like him, and you don't need to want to have a beer with him. What you need to care about right now is our democracy. What you need to care about is your right to bodily autonomy. What you need to care about is your ability to be able to provide for yourself and your family. What you need to care about, right, is the fact that Donald Trump is not going to stop at deporting who he deems to be undocumented or quote unquote illegal, right? He's going to round up anybody that disagrees with him. When they talk about the fact that they want a fascist government, when they are hailing other dictators, when he says he wants to be a dictator on day one, when he says that he wants to come for contraception, for IVF, they are not done. Right? They won't be done until they strip everything that makes America America down to the bones and sell it for fucking parts. Wake up.
What is it with you people?
Hey, where are the white women at?
What do you mean, you people? Anyway, let's stick with that theme for a moment of voting blue. Now, I don't know who these three people are, but the fella in the top corner is going to explain to us why they are all voting blue, even though they don't love Joe Biden, while the two on the bottom just nod along in agreement like a couple of seals. Or roll it.
I don't just vote blue because I'm in love with Biden. I vote blue because I choose kids over guns. I choose women's health care over the Bible. And I choose LGBTQ over fascism. There are people on the right, like DeSantis, who are almost at the point where they're about to start kicking people's doors down, hunting for LGBTQ people. People are scared. People are leaving their homes. And I'm honestly trying to reach anybody who's reasonable on the right. You're not going to fix inflation by banning books, and you're not going to secure the border by eradicating LGBTQ. I'm voting blue because I'm hoping to stop the hate and maybe save some lives.
What did you say? What the f*** did you just say?
There are people on the right, like DeSantis, who are almost at the point where they're about to start kicking people's doors down, hunting for LGBTQ people.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a f***ing idiot.
How does one's brain become so broken that they actually start believing that nonsense? Anyway, next up we have a quick message from this lovely young lady, Tempest, whose pronouns are they, them, and they, them. Roll it.
Hi, my name is Tempest. And if you don't want me to step on your toes, move your f***ing feet.
Are you threatening me?
Well, she seemed nice. Anyway, next up, so I'm sure you've all heard about the TikTok ban that I actually think passed. I don't know when it takes effect, but I assure you, they're not banning TikTok for the reasons they're telling us they're banning TikTok. Anyway, this young lad has something to say about that. Roll it.
U.S. government of America, you've made a big mistake. If you think you can take away our app, well, we are the most powerful generation that there ever was. We are Generation Z. We won't let TikTok fall. We will rise above it all. We will save TikTok. Time's running out. Can you hear the clock? Joe Biden, we are ready for war. You want us so bad, and now you want more. Who's with me?
Should call him the dork.
Now, one thing I will say about that young fellow we just saw is that he could possibly have a future in theater or drama or something in that field because he definitely knows how to put on a show. Anyway, next up, so this young lady with the masterpiece tattoo on her upper torso doesn't like when women are called female. Roll it.
Out of thousands of others that are just like it, so don't feel special. Yeah, scientifically female, scientifically. Like pigs are scientifically female and male. Bats, scientifically female and male. You know, fucking horses, scientifically female and male. But horses, bats, pigs, animals aren't men and women. Men and women are humans. So when you're calling a woman a female, you're reducing her to her genitals, her reproduction abilities, you're calling her an animal. And I know that's what a lot of you love. You know, you're proving yourself in the comments, and that's fine, that's great. The post was mostly for women and how other women call other women females and how we're not helping ourselves by doing that. I mean, and when I give the example about how women talk about guys and the other females they were with, like giving that example as a sentence of how women say females, everyone's like, you just said it, you just said it. Holy shit, you guys are so dumb and missing the point. And it's not even for you. It's about the people that care about women, the people that actually give a f*** about the well-being of women and want to do better and care to say and do better. Then you shouldn't be calling women females. Done. And if you see this video and you take my word as bond and I'm telling you what to do and I'm speaking for all, that's what you think. Like, you don't have to, you could just scroll past my video if you wanted to, but damn, I really rubbed your f***ing ass if you had to f***ing comment, so.
She seems nice.
What a strange thing for that tattooed young lady to be so passionate about, but hey, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, next up, so here we have a body positive young lady who actually admits in a roundabout way that being body positive probably isn't the healthiest way to live. Roll it.
So this is my little PSA to nurses. If a fat patient has reached out to a doctor in any form, email, phone, whatever, asking for an appointment or a referral, do not say, go to the emergency room or urgent care. Yes, we fully understand that we are practically dying, but I would rather die than go see urgent care or the emergency room. Why? Because I'm constantly dismissed and told that I'm fat, get over it, and go home. So I end up wasting time, money, and a lot of patience. So no, I will not go to the emergency room or urgent care. I'd rather be seen, please. And as I state over and over again in those calls, in those emails, I would rather die then be dismissed.
Yeah, she was a big girl, sir.
Hey guys, real quick, we don't have any sponsors for today's video. If you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Ugh.
Holy cow.
All right, next up we have yet another perfect example of what this whole gender ideology does to a young, impressionable mind. Roll it.
I was misgendered at school today. I'm sure they think it's a joke or it's some funny banter, but do they understand what people like me have to go through just to feel safe enough to use our own name or pronouns? People lose their friendship groups over this, and in some cases even their whole families. So if you don't know someone's pronouns, then the best thing to do is just to ask. It's the safest thing to do, and it avoids any arguments. Think about what they could be going through in their own life and the bigger impact it has on them. It doesn't take a long time out of your day to ask someone.
What the hell did you just say?
If you don't know someone's pronouns, then the best thing to do is just to ask.
I think the pronouns are really confusing. Yes, I don't even know what a pronoun is.
All right, next up we have this fellow who is going to tell us a little story about how he lost his undertrousers. And no, he doesn't do the traditional boxers or briefs. Roll it.
So today's short is another lesson learned. Back on January 10th, I had posted that I had a set of lingerie that I wanted to wear, matching bra, panties, garter belt, but I couldn't find the panties anywhere, and it was driving me crazy. Well, crisis averted. They've been found. Apparently, what I had done is done some washing, and I don't put my panties in the dryer. I hang them to dry on fans or doorknobs or various wherever. And we had a fan in my office for Thanksgiving that was then moved back out. Apparently I had panties hanging on that, and they've been sitting out in the wide open for a few days. But my wife found them, so lesson learned. Be careful where you dry your panties.
Man, you are one twisted fuck.
So at the end of yesterday's video, I played a clip of Joy Behar saying quite possibly the dumbest thing that any of these cackling hens have ever said on The View. Until today. All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip of Sunny Hostin from The View talking about WNBA rookie Caitlin Clark, who was just drafted into the WNBA from Iowa. Now, for whatever reason, Sunny has a problem with Caitlin because she's straight and white. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, I love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
I do think that there is a thing called pretty privilege. There is a thing called white privilege. There is a thing called tall privilege. And we have to acknowledge that. And so the part of it is about race, because if you think about the Brittany Griners of the world, you know, why did she have to go to play in Russia?
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay her.
Because they wouldn't pay, not because she was black, but because they didn't believe in the WNBA.
This is part of my point. So now, you know, Caitlin Clark is bringing this money, these sponsorships, we hope, into the league, and other players will benefit from it. But I do think that she is more relatable to more people because she's white, because she's attractive. And unfortunately, there still is that stigma of against the LGBTQ plus community. 70% of the WNBA is black. A third of the players are in the LGBTQ plus community. And we have to do something about that stigma in this country. I think that people have a problem with basketball playing women that are lesbians. Who cares? They are great athletes. Well,
what did you say?
The part of it is about race.
You're a racist.
And you ain't black.